Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're pulling back the covers on, well, one of the most important, but maybe least understood parts of our lives, sleep. And trust me, it's not just downtime. It's a full-on biological necessity. It really holds the key to our health, our mood, and yep, even how long we live.
So, let that question really sink in for a second. Can you remember? If the answer is no, or I have no idea, you are so not alone. In fact, you're in the majority. And listen, this isn't some kind of personal failure on your part. It's actually a symptom of a much, much bigger problem.
2/3. That's the number. That's the fraction of adults, right across developed nations, who are not getting the recommended 8 hours of sleep a night. I mean, think about that. 2 out of every 3 people. This isn't just a small trend, it's a full-blown silent sleep loss epidemic.
And, that word epidemic, that's not just me being dramatic. The World Health Organization has officially declared it a public health crisis. The consequences? They're quietly chipping away at our health, our safety, even our economies. So, okay, what actually happens to us when we don't sleep? Well, let's start with what's happening right up here in the brain.
Okay, so when you start cutting sleep short, you're doing way more than just making yourself feel a little groggy the next day. You're actually fundamentally rewiring your brain. And the very first things to take a hit? Your focus, your mood, and your memory.
You can kind of think of it like a power struggle happening inside your head. So, after a good night's sleep, your prefrontal cortex, that's like the calm, rational CEO of your brain, it's in control. But when you're sleep deprived, it basically clocks out. And that lets your amygdala, that deep, raw, emotional part of your brain, completely hijack the system. All of a sudden, you're all emotional gas pedal and, well, absolutely no rational brakes.
And the hit to your ability to learn is just as bad. Get this, researchers found that after pulling just one all-nighter, your brain's capacity to make new memories drops by a staggering 40%. 40! It's like trying to save new information to a computer when the hard drive is completely full. It just doesn't work.
I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. Sleep isn't passive. It's not wasted time. It's this active, powerful process of charging up for the day ahead. But when you skip that, well, the damage goes way, way beyond just your mind.
Yeah, the brain is really just the beginning of the story. A lack of sleep kicks off this whole ripple effect of invisible damage that spreads through your entire body. We're talking everything from your immune system right down to your DNA.
So what's this number, 70%, all about? This is going to shock you. It's the drop, the reduction in your immune system's critical, cancer-fighting natural killer cells after just one single night of only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep. A 70% drop. That's basically putting yourself in a state of immune deficiency from just one bad night.
And if you want proof, look no further than this giant global experiment that we all take part in twice a year, daylight saving time. It's crazy. Whenever 1.5 billion people lose just 1 hour of sleep in the spring, hospitals see a 24% spike in heart attacks the very next day. And on the flip side, when we gain that hour back in the fall, heart attacks drop by 21%. It's just a terrifyingly clear picture of what happens when that emotional, reactive brain puts so much stress on our hearts.
And how about this for a frustrating little paradox? Let's say you're on a diet, right? But you're also sleep deprived. Well, your body is literally working against you. When you lose weight, over 70% of what you lose comes from your lean muscle, not from fat. Your body desperately holds onto the fat and decides to burn muscle instead. How maddening is that?
So when this becomes a habit, a chronic thing, the risks just skyrocket. Consistently sleeping less than 6 or 7 hours a night, it is directly linked to pretty much all of the major diseases of the modern world. We're talking obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. It's even now considered a key risk factor for Alzheimer's. The science is crystal clear on this one. The shorter your sleep, the shorter your life.
Okay, I know all of that sounded pretty dire. But here is the really good news. This is reversible. You're not doomed. We can absolutely use what science has taught us to take back our nights and reclaim our sleep. So let's get into the simple, effective, science-backed strategies. All right, first up, and honestly, this is the single most important tip. Consistency. You've got to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. And yes, that includes weekends. I know, but it really is the anchor for your body's clock. Next, turn your bedroom into a sleep sanctuary. That means cool, around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18.5 Celsius, and as dark as you can get it. And finally, you have to watch what you're putting in your body. That 3 p.m. coffee you had,
Yeah, half of that caffeine is still buzzing around in your brain when you're trying to wind down at 9 p.m.
Now, let's talk about that nightcap. A lot of us think a glass of wine or a beer helps us sleep, but this is one of the biggest myths out there. Sure, alcohol is a sedative. It'll knock you out, but that's not real restorative sleep. It actually fragments your sleep all night long with these tiny awakenings you won't even remember. And worse, it's one of the most powerful things we know of for suppressing REM sleep, which is that critical stage for your memory, your creativity, basically all the good stuff.
So what about naps? Are they good or bad? Well, they can be amazing, but you have to do them right. The sweet spot is the power nap. We're talking about 20 minutes. That's long enough to boost your alertness and performance, but short enough to avoid that awful groggy feeling. If you nap for 30 minutes or more, you risk dropping into deep sleep, and trying to wake up from that is what causes sleep inertia. You know, that heavy, confused feeling? Plus, a long nap can really mess with your ability to fall asleep later that night.
And here are just a few final rapid-fire tips. Try to get at least 30 minutes of natural sunlight first thing in the morning. It's like a reset button for your body clock. If you find yourself lying in bed awake for more than 20 minutes, get up. Go do something relaxing until you feel sleepy again. You need to teach your brain that your bed is for sleep, not for stressing. Oh, and turn your clock away from you. Clock watching just creates anxiety. And one last trick, a hot bath before bed. It sounds weird, but the rapid drop in your body temperature when you get out is a powerful signal to your brain that it's time to sleep.
You know, we spend so much time and money searching for that next pill, that new life hack, that magic performance enhancer. But what if the most powerful, life-extending, health-boosting tonic wasn't something you had to buy? What if it was waiting for you every single night, right in your own bed? The science is clear, it's free, it's powerful, and it's right there for the taking. The only question left is, are you going to use it?